scouting on the opposition, but more than likely, they're going in a little bit blind as to what to expect from the other side.
Yeah, that's a very good point you make. This is the rubber match, as they say, the one that one team's going to come out still undefeated. The other team is going to come out with a blemish on their record throughout the season. And in the early goings here, the beginning of the recharge is always so interesting. It's obviously a fight for camo, but also the shock rifle. We usually don't see an early ball grab until some of the space on the map has been taken. But we do see the ball moved into needles early here.
I mean, I kind of like that idea of just like rotate the oddball a little bit back to cover, not like over committing to that. We'll see if it pays off. On board right now with Manny, and he's kind of got targets on both sides, trying to flush that player off a top glass, but instead it's Rhodey who flushes him off of that bottom Mangler side door. Can you still call it Mangler even though it's a sidekick? I think people still call that Mangler.
Oh yeah, we definitely still call it Mangler door. Mangler is just straight up Mangler pit as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of call outs that are still the old guns from either older versions of the map or just older Halo games in general, if you're talking about pit, for example. But I do think this side of the map is probably one of the better sides to hold the oddball. If you can hold both A and gold together, that's one of the strongest setups in the mode in general. And right now it looks like both teams are kind of trying to fight for that space over there. Right now it looks like blue team has control of the needle area and gold right now, but is red team going to be able to break in? We'll have to see.
Well, Clayton just got a double kill. Clayton now with a third kill, nearing that killing spree. Rhodey may be undefeated, but it's really Clayton who's kind of breaking up Dazed Clan and was able to kind of rotate the ball here to long haul. But once again, we're seeing an oddball rotation, but only one total second, nearly 2 minutes of gameplay and 1 second of objective time. Both teams are being forced to play Slayer as Clayton finds another kill. Stop just one short of that spree.
Yeah, this low scoring oddball games usually the result of some even slays across the board, and it looks like 11 kills right now for red team and 10 for blue team. So not shocking, both teams still fighting for space. So crucial to make sure the map is safe before you grab the oddball. If there's more numbers on the opposing team, you usually can expect to get shredded across the map. So I like that both teams are still fighting for space, but no team really coming on top yet. It just goes to show how tight this the gap is between these two teams.
Now somebody in chat, tell me how to say this person's gamer tag, because the camo for the back smack looking really good. I don't know, Twidios? I don't know if there's a better way to say it. That's the best I can do. Fighting a couple of individual picks, in fact, 3 in a row, including that double kill. But there's an opponent just to his right around the corner at the bottom of elevator. Oh, I think it might be Joker who's crouching in that bottom elevator corner, and at least for now was able to survive with that cheeky positioning, locked in a hopefully not. I don't want to say the word. I don't want to jinx us.
This doesn't look like a crash. Yeah, I was gonna say the controller drift was activated. Didn't look like a crash. Looked like maybe he got his burrito out the microwave. Not really sure what's going on there, but either way. Comes back to it, and it looks like his team is actually going to get control. Maybe it was a tactical wait, because as soon as he comes back, they actually get control of the map and the ball here in gold.
All right, 27 seconds may not seem like much, but in this game, it's like a monumental amount of points right now that Dazed Clan have that 20+ second lead, and they're winning out the next round of slays. So I guess for you, Eli, at what point do you decide to play for time instead of to points? Like, let's say your Dazed Clan, a 23-point lead, is that enough?
No, I'd say you kind of want to burn some more time off the clock. I mean, any extra time right now means that if the other team is able to get the ball, it's even harder. They have to hold the ball for even longer to catch up. I'd say that once there's about a minute or less on the clock and your lead is 30 seconds or more, you can start to think about it. But even then, it's still better to accumulate ball time because it just applies that much extra pressure to the other team.
Okay, so still adding on to their lead, but it looks like Inept are breaking through on the kills. That's a nice takedown from Clayton there on the long haul. And the camo sneaking away the oddball. That's an interesting play. I would have rather see the oddball change hands because that indicator is going to just negate any advantage from the active camo, unless it was just about to burn out anyways.
Yeah, sometimes just having your body in the action for the fight is more important than having the camo, but we see a great push coming in here from Dazed. They push in through both the top of the pipes and the bottom, able to completely collapse on this setup. And now that they have extra ball time accumulating, they just kind of have to play defense here. If they can accumulate up to at least 90 points before getting broken, this round is very more likely to be in their favor.
I'm gonna say that was the game-winning play. Inept went 4 down. Dazed Clan didn't even trade out 1 kill in that fight. If there's one person on the side of Inept that can make a miracle happen, it's gotta be Clayton, sitting at 12 and 8, has the most kills across the board, and at least forces a little bit of like a semi-play ball here out to middle, but Inept just don't have much time to work with. They crossed that Master Chief 117 on the clock, and now with just a minute and change to work with, Inept need to find those kills and then somehow rotate that oddball to safety.
Yeah, if you're Dazed Clan, putting the ball in the open is definitely the play here. If they can accumulate ball time, but before dying, if you can just put the ball out in the open, then even if you're dying, sometimes you can spawn up and shoot the ball carrier off of the other team immediately. Just make it that much harder for Inept to come back into this. So love what I'm seeing so far out of Dazed Clan.
Might sound like a broken record, but I like the plays that Clayton's making. And there he runs into a 1v2, but he kind of sidestepped his route in order to pick up a couple extra frags. It was almost enough for him to stay in the fight. Instead, it's Dazed Clan with what we're seeing is a level of teamwork that's above what Inept are delivering. We're seeing individual plays from Inept, we're seeing team plays from Dazed. That's gonna make a big difference.
Yes, like I said, this game type certainly favors the better teamwork. We've seen many times in scrims and tournament gameplay between pro teams where the team that gets the most kills doesn't always win. I'd say it happens more often in this game type than many others, where you can be outslayed but still win the game just by making good rotations and making the most out of every single ball grab.
Is there going to be another ball grab? 5 seconds left on the clock. Inept might start to desperate here. They do have that first opening pick on board with Lithium at the bat ledge. Just playing a round of defense is all that they need for Dazed Clan to take round number 1. And even if you look at the overall stats, kills from side to side were fairly even. It was the kills that counted that came through for Dazed Clan, including that team wipe that basically doubled up their lead over Inept.
Yeah, great plays out of Dazed Clan throughout that whole round. Are they going to be able to keep up the momentum, though? Sometimes an early 4 dead can swing the momentum in the other team's favor. Maybe we could end up seeing a third round of the oddball. I think that, you know, first game of the tournament or first game of the match, first game of the day, there's always some jitters to get out. I definitely think that after what I've seen from Clayton and the other members of this team, that Inept can definitely get back into this if they can just lock in for this round.
He stayed in the fight all throughout round number 1. There was that hold at the back of gold that Dazed Clan really took, and it looks like they might be trying to rotate for that position again, but Inept is cutting them out. They have a player at the back of gold pipes. Twidios is trying to deal out fire, but oh wow. No, all 4, that's it. That might be the momentum shift you're talking about. All 4 down for Dazed Clan. Inept can quickly take advantage.
A little bit worried about the positioning here. They might have extended a little bit too far to see. No, okay, so no members spawn behind them. Looks like they're choosing to take the top A and top gold setup, one of the strongest setups in all of Halo Infinite. You just watch each other's crosses, but it looks like the pressure's coming in quite quickly. This is what you want to see if you're Dazed Clan. You don't want to waste too much time. You want to hit fast and hit hard so that by the time you get there, they don't have significant ball time. But this push has to work for them, or else Inept is going to come out with a very strong lead.
And Joker's just dodging left and right. He ultimately gets taken down, but 2 also go down for Dazed Clan. I don't know if that's going to be, it's definitely not a clean break. They did force a little bit of a set down of that oddball, but it's still in control of Inept. Rotating back, there's a player from Blue Pipes. I think it's oh man, it's Yoshi, I think, who's making the initial push. Yoshi finds a kill. 2 go down for each side.
Brody made a great play here. He recognized that he did not have good angles to fight from top A, makes a quick rotation down to the needle area and whirlpool, and finds an angle to finish off a crucial kill. He's able to milk his life for quite a while to give his teammates some more time to push up. Dazed Clan pushed back. They're in long hauling gold, but they don't really have great position to grab the ball. When you're the team in the lead, these situations, you don't really mind so much because it's just burning more time off the clock. It's getting you closer to winning the round. And you can kind of take your time so long as you keep the other team from grabbing the ball.
Patience is a virtue, is what they say, and I think that the side of patience benefits the side with that lead because time is like their fifth teammate. It's working on their side. So for Inept, they had that huge breakthrough, take back the lead, and as the clock ticks, it's just looking more and more likely that we see a round 3. But Dazed Clan do have a couple of takedowns. Yoshi on the flank play, taking down Clayton. That's a big takedown, and you can see that even though Dazed Clan are down in points, they're actually getting more slays in this round than I think what we saw in round 1.
Yeah, they're definitely getting the kills, but the positioning of the ball has been kind of one step ahead for Inept. They're always keeping it in hard to grab positions. Even if you get kills, if the ball's not able to be picked up, the kills don't end up amounting to anything. So far what I'm seeing this round is Inept is more efficient at converting their kills into actual ball time, which is an extremely important facet of any team for Oddball.
So Inept is looking adept. Is that what
yes.
I'm finding out? You got to get at least one, name put in there. So a nice play here from Inept to really shift that momentum around too. Dazed Clan do get to the 23 points, so they're chipping into that lead. The patience from Inept burned off significant time on the clock, but they didn't have they had a 27 point lead. I think it was 38-11, and now Dazed Clan are looking to flip that lead right back. They're just 4 seconds down, and as 3 from Inept hit the respawn screen, that is most certainly a switch of that lead. Yeah,
I was starting to get worried. It felt like what was it, Twidius? Yeah, I think that's how I would say it, Twidius. Sure. And Lithium were kind of playing a bit claustrophobic in pipes. I was a little bit worried they weren't taking enough space. We did see them try to then push into A, but the numbers weren't really there. They tried to take space, but without enough numbers, actually end up getting taken down. And this is kind of what I was expecting to see sooner. It looks like they would try to rotate the ball towards C, but Inept, after getting the slays, decided to take it back into gold, which I agree with. This has been their comfort zone throughout this round so far. It's where they've gotten a significant amount of their ball time. So it feels like this is the right play. Plus, they were aware that Dazed was spawning C and long haul, so you have to rotate away from the pressure and take great angles like we see from Clayton here. This is such an important part of the map to hold when your team has the oddball in gold, because you can just deal a ton of damage to anyone trying to cross into gold and just keep your ball player safer for longer.
Well, Clayton is playing a nice round of defense here, ducking back to cover as needed, making sure that that top A is clear, but it looks like the pressure is going to come through Whirlpool. Should be getting the call out from Joker, who is taken down. That's the break kill for Dazed Clan. In fact, 2 are going down, and even though Clayton's been dealing out a lot of damage, he's going to be outnumbered and singled out. He's at 1 HP in a dream, trying to stay alive, but there's players from the low ground, players from the high ground. Brody is staying alive, but I don't know if they bought enough time. It looks like the respawners aren't going to get back into the fight before Dazed take over. But it's a 1v1. Joker and Yoshi is the last alive.
Yeah, Joker just holding on to this ball for a majority of this entire situation. Not sure why he's deciding to play it here. It looks like maybe a player got behind him in A. I have to think that maybe he could have just dropped it and gone for a kill there. Perhaps could have got the last 8 seconds, but this is probably the safer play. There's a minute left on the clock. They play it out to the middle of the map. Worst case scenario, they just have to play gatekeeper here. And so far, it's looking pretty good for them. They have great space to watch over the ball. I'd kind of like to see a rotation to C here, though. Just have even better angles to watch that ball or to move the ball to a different location. We'll have to see what they decide to do.
Clayton heard you. He said rotate C. I got you, Eli. He immediately rotates C plat. Has a great angle. 3 players from Dazed are stacking up in Whirlpool. Clayton sees 1 player rotating C, quickly takes down that kill, just his attention right back, gets that 20 bomb across the board. Lithium on the side of Dazed is the overall kill leader, but right now Inept are just playing that stall. They have a 46-point advantage with less than 40 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, the ball reset earlier, and it was a great time to do so. Yeah, with 3 dead on the map, you have to imagine the last 8 seconds are going to go to Inept here, and we're going to go to a round 3 here very shortly.
What a way to kick off the championship night with a round 3 of Oddball. Okay, we know the Oddball can be that mode that, is a little bit of a time investment. So for these teams, hopefully they were able to warm up before getting into this marathon of a game 1.
Everybody in chat knows that if you're going to say, yeah, let's just play one more game, it's guaranteed to be a 3-round Oddball banger of a match. You're
You're
gonna be
like,
there
well, now it's 1:30 a.m. I can just stay up until 2. It's no difference.
I played a day recently where we legit played, I think, 5 round 3 oddballs in a row. We were just playing nothing but
No.
oddball for like 3 hours. It was
Yeah, I was
ridiculous.
Those games can be so long. I mean, I love oddballs, so like I don't mind, but yeah, 5 in a row. Imagine that. I did get 5 ranked wins in a row today, though. So you know.
Oh, we'd love to hear that.
Yeah, thank you. Not all my credit, but you know, I'll still take a win where I can get a win. On board with the team captain, Tanks here, kind of leading the charge, but as 2 teammates are hitting the respawn screen, hopefully to kind of clean up a kill, as he does find the takedown. But he's so separate from the other teammates, from the oddball. Dazed Clan are really taking advantage of this, even though they don't have the numbers.
Yeah, what I've noticed is they're keeping Inept on staggered spawns. So even though they're not getting significant kills at the same time, they're never really allowing all members of Inept to be alive at the same time. This is the first time in a while that that's been the case, and Inept gets 3 dead for it. So not able to hold the setup as long as they wanted to. Able to take down the shock rifle player, though. That's pretty big. I think that in this moment, Dazed Clan should be holding forward, trying to break in, use this advantageous moment to clear off the rest of the team and get control.
Well, Clayton's back in what you kind of call the power position on the map, that top A catwalk once again. But it's the other team with control of the oddball. This worked really well for the defensive position, but it seems less impactful when you're trying to take an offensive break.
No, you're absolutely right. And in this moment, I actually love this rotation from Dazed Clan. So if you have the ball in gold, but you don't have A, that setup is significantly worse. And you might as well just rotate it to C. What's so awesome about taking the ball to C is when things go poorly, you just throw the ball off the map. Guess what? Guess what? The other team pushed in all the way to kill you, and now you're going to spawn next to the respawned oddball. They're now spawning in gold next to the new one. So they actually are able to take this momentum into the next cycle so long as they can stave off the push here.
I've never thought about the fact that the one reset position on this map is literally opposite, like kitty corner of where the oddball respawns. Like it's very different than like a live fire. If you reset like back B, for example, you're still fairly close to where that respawn point is. So definitely a different way to look at things, where a reset, when timed correctly, it can almost work in your favor. You can get the oddball right back off of your respawns and that oddball respawn.
Yes, it's where dying is no longer problematic. Like obviously you could hold the ball for longer without dying, but if you die, you're not really punished as hard for it because you're very likely to spawn in gold unless the other team was heads up enough to leave a player there and block those spawns. But it's kind of hard to be that conscious all the time. So even in pro gameplay, we see, you know, a whole team push into C to try to break the setup, and then they just give the other team better spawns for the next cycle.
Nearly at that halfway point are Dazed Clan. I'm taking full advantage of this free Benify session to learn about recharge rotations. A nice solid hold here finally at the top of A. We saw a lot of back gold oddball holes. We saw one at the back of C, but now for maybe the second time, we see Dazed Clan trying to lock down top A. Lithium drops the ball just to clean up a kill, goes right back, picks it up, continues adding onto their lead. This is going to take a breakthrough from Inept, and they have maybe 1 or 2 more chances to make it happen.
Yeah, Dazed Clan playing this round very well. It seems like they're 1 step ahead of Inept every step of the way so far. That rotation to C was definitely a good momentum builder. They were able to add on to that, but all of a sudden, Inept does have A control. The thing is, they don't have gold control at the same time. Really, this setup is really at its best when you have both gold and A. And so far, they haven't made an effort to take gold. And how is that not a trade? What a huge play out of Lithium there.
Yeah.
Getting out of that one alive means that they can continue to apply pressure during this push.
Yeah, it was a great pinch. They singled out Camo and then fought from both sides, but Lithium, as the last alive, gets the killjoy onto Joker and wins over the oddball. If you're talking about plays as last alive, Lithium is doing really the most with it. Also hits that 30 bomb for kills. Kill leader, 75 plus seconds of objective time. I mean, if you're looking for MVP of the game, I think Lithium would have to be at the top of the list. If I talk about him too long, though, I will end up getting him killed. That's just how it works. But the point still stands.
Absolutely. No slouch on the assist column either. You have to work together and team shoot quite a bit in this game mode. And that comes from holding good setups where you have lots of different angles. You're going to tack on a lot of assists, and we're definitely seeing more assists on the side of Dazed Clan. And I think that's a big reason why they have a significant lead in this third round, and they're closing in on the victory here.
They just need, what is it, 6 more seconds remaining for Dazed Clan. Inept, they're down in numbers. I don't think there's anyone that can break through. It looks like Dazed Clan are going to take game 1 of this best of 5. Mark down Lithium as
a good understanding of which parts of the map to hold. He knew he was always taking good angles, making sure that he laid down lots of fire for his team. I didn't get to see the stats, but I would imagine he had some of the highest damage in the lobby. Yeah. So I'm looking to see him put out some big numbers this game as well.
Okay, definitely somebody to look out for on either team as we head into game number 2. There's a lot for Inept to work towards as well. Game number 1 was hard fought. It went all the way to round number 3 of the oddball, but for them to tie up the series, they need to come out with the victory. Right now, they have that 1-point lead, and they have the sniper in Clayton's hands, no less, fighting for the overshield, and the body shot comes through. That's some of the team fire that we were really maybe missing a little bit from game 1. And you said it, if there's a sniper in a competent hands, it can make all the difference.
Yeah, wow, love that angle that he chose to take. It's very safe to snipe from there. He's still hitting shots. Made that player do one of the most acrobatic gainer backflips I've ever seen when he hit that headshot. So very good stuff out of Inept early here. They do also get the overshield, and that's what's a big part of why they start with this 6-kill lead.
Nothing like starting off after an L with a 6, now 7-point advantage. I mean, it's almost best case scenario here for Inept if they can keep this momentum rolling. Both body shots Clayton has onto 2 targets, but I didn't see an assist come through for either. He's still giving out the pings, the information, and now the trap is coming through. Hopefully just distracting. I love that play for cover, knowing that his teammate was gonna get the cleanup on the kill. Clayton didn't need to play for a trade.
Yeah, honestly, good movement from Satoshi. Even though he goes down there, he made himself a harder kill. It's probably in a checkmate type situation he's never going to get out of, but at least he made it that much harder. Made Inept sweat a little bit more on his way down. Love to see that. You should always get the most out of your life that you possibly can. Sometimes you can buy just enough time for your teammates to show up and swing the tide in your favor.
You know, we talk about that 7 being the power weapon, but there's another power weapon on this map. It's the plasma pistol. Man, he rushes the tower with that green gun in hand, taking down the sniper right before, you know, Clayton could really cause some damage. In fact, it's Rhodey on the side of Inept that's really the problem. 7 and 3. Let's see what Manny can do with the rest of this plasma pistol and a shroud screen as backup. Dazed Clan are still down, but only by 5 now. They've kind of cut into that lead.
Yeah, not only did he get a kill with the plasma pistol, but just having the plasma pistol at all before overshield comes up is huge, because if your team gets the overshield, you don't have to worry about getting burned immediately. So yeah, one of his teammates got the overshield there, doesn't have to worry about getting burned, like I said. But as I say that, the great angle and positioning out of Inept, they're able to completely surround Dazed Clan. Looked like they set kind of a bear trap there. Dazed was trying to make a push into the big door, but were met by at least 3 different BRs standing in different directions. That was a great defensive effort out of Inept.
I agree that the defensive effort was very strong, that nice trap coming through, but the offense they build off of that kind of fell apart. You saw 3 players going 3 different directions and not focusing on the same target in the very next fight. So I'm not seeing that same level of consistency, right? Like, they're getting some great plays as a team, and then all of a sudden it seems like they threw it out the window. Maybe playing like, I don't know, you tell me, are they playing too fast? Are they playing a little bit chaotic? Because they seem like they have different priorities as individual players.
It does feel a bit chaotic. I don't know if there's a whole lot of rhyme or reason on their after the kills, and I talk about it all the time in my Metafy sessions. The key to winning Slayer is getting the most out of your advantage state. So if you do get 3 dead, you need to kind of separate and think about where your Spartan models are forcing the next rotation, and then immediately collapsing on the next spawn before the other team has any time to take any space, get any items. And that's how you maintain and snowball a lead. You can just kill them on one side, rotate, and go back to the other side, rinse and repeat. Before you know it, you got a steak-tacular on your hands. So I would like to see a bit more concerted effort after they get into advantage state to really push that lead to the next level.
That advantage state might have just flipped, though. While you were describing it, 4 go down for Inept, and that lead now for Dazed Clan. Inept had great strings of kills, but they weren't able to continue the snowball effect. Dazed Clan are right back in the fight, but the plasma pistol in the hands of Clayton charged up enough to earn a takedown before he hit the respawn screen. We are deadlocked, 24 for each side.
Yeah, honestly, great comeback out of Dazed Clan. I think they were down at least 7 kills at one point. They just are honestly taking better routes to complement each other's angles a bit better than Inept right now, and that's why they're able to come back. They do currently still have good map position, but it's Inept that has the sniper. Rhodey hitting some nice shots of his own here.
Yeah, Rhodey, first player to hit double digits, but I mean, using that sniper like a shotgun, right? Straight to the back of the player in front of him, not even needing to scope in or use any sort of range on it. Still tied with 2 rounds left in the S7, trying to line up a shot. I think it's Manny on the unfortunate other side of that scope. Look at straight Joker, though. He's completely split from the rest of the Inept team. He's at the back of C Tower, maybe just causing some chaos.
I actually like the push to go all the way back there because the rest of his team are pulling the attention away from tower. And if he can sneak up behind the tower or do the sneaky jump on the side, sometimes he can get a free double kill, a free back smack, and that's all it takes for the rest of his team to push. But the timing's just not there. It looks like they had the positioning to make something happen, but if you don't push at the right time, sometimes you go down early, suddenly your push is a lot weaker. Dazed Clan taking advantage of that. They're able to isolate these opponents one by one, and they've actually grown the lead to 3 now.
3-point advantage. It was, I think, a 7, maybe even up to 8-point lead for Inept at one point. And what the answer, quite the answer back here from Dazed Clan. They've had the sniper control. They've had the overshield control. Now Yoshi has 5 bursts left of that heat wave. Look at the ricochet on the second one as once again, 4 from Inept are hitting the respawn screen. But here's the test. What do Dazed Clan do with that advantage position that they find themselves in?
Love what I'm seeing here. They immediately hunted down the last player. They got 3 kills and they said, where is he? Where is the last guy? Because they don't want, they don't want him to be sneaking around and get his team back into it when the rest of his team spawns. They hunt him down, get the kill. They're still keeping it mixy here to keep their advantage. A few of them are dying, but these heat wave shots, very huge. Any trade toward the end of the game here is going to be very beneficial to the winning team.
And look at the 8-point lead now. It's Dazed Clan. That's a 16-point difference from when they were 8 down, and now it's a double digits advantage for Dazed Clan. This is starting to become, for Inept, something that could be a little bit like, I don't want to say demoralizing, but definitely can be a little bit defeating when you see that lead just stripped away, and now you're left with only, a hope and a dream to come back in this game.
Oh, you're absolutely right. The mental battle is definitely a secondary battle that you're fighting while you battle the other team. Just knowing that the lead was in your hands early on and think kind of going in your favor. Sometimes that can lead to some, maybe overconfidence. Maybe you push things that you wouldn't normally push because you think you've already won it. But in Halo Infinite, the game's not over till it's over. So comebacks are very possible. The game is very snowbally. Like I said, if you can just flip an advantage state in your favor for a prolonged period of time, you can make a huge rally back and kills. So this next overshield going to be very important in 5 seconds here. Which team is in position to grab it? Looks like Manny so far.
There's going to be a flank here from the A side. Inept, we're doing a wide rotation. Joker was kind of the distraction over at dummies, but the rotation doesn't get there in time. Although, 2 go down for Dazed Clan, Manny comes away with a full overshield. He's got some call-outs. It's Tank in the window, the team captain on the side of Inept, and he's just being a tough kill. He knows that overshield is in play, and he's just stalling as long as he can, waiting for that overshield to diminish over time. 1 kill goes down. I think it was Manny who was the overshield player with just a little bit of that power-up still to use.
Yeah, the end of this game is all Dazed Clan. They get that last power-up, able to put it to good work and come out on top 50-39. Pretty big lead in live fire. There's a lot of good arguments to just be hyper flag aggressive, especially on this mode. It doesn't take that long to take it across the map, but you definitely can't skip steps. You want to get some kills first, then get into the base, and then just make the other team's life difficult for the rest of the game.
It's discussions like this that I really want to see, like that heat map, right? Like where after a game, you can see like how much time and attention was on each side of the map and almost treat it like a soccer for the Europeans, a football match, where you can actually see how much emphasis is being put on the opposing side of the map, which is really that objective, to keep applying consistent pressure. On board right now with Rhodey, we saw him pop off in game number 2 in the early stages. Takes a little bit of a friendly grenade, but he does have that QT activated. You cannot run the flag with the QT, but you can use it to quickly reposition, which Rhodey's not going to be given a chance to do so.
Yeah, so far my early impressions of the QT on this map especially is the ability to play a very harassing oriented gameplay where you just go in and out, you just blink in, do some damage, blink out, wait for your shields, deal some damage, blink back in. You know, you can just kind of exist on 2 parts of the map at the same time and just make it very difficult. If you have teammates around you to kind of follow up and protect your portals, you can usually have a bit more success. But we do see the first QT get taken down early. This heat wave, though, so important on the map. So is the thrust. This man definitely one of the most deadly on the map right now to have both thrust and heat wave. He can get a kill here, could potentially convert it, but the defense too strong from Inept.
He did burn off a lot of that heat wave ammo, so now Rhodey only has 2 heat wave rounds left to work with. Does pick up those 3 thrusters as well and trying to gain some top mid control. This is a good position here for Team Inept, but Rhodey kind of doubling back to play defense yet again. Seems to be the defensive specialist, maybe the goalie for the team right now, as he got 1 shutdown and is looking for more. Dazed Clan find a couple of kills, and now Rhodey forced to kind of move forward to that midfield position. I think he's kind of lost track of where the opponent is.
Yeah, this is a good route to go back and cut off the flag carrier, though. Controlling the util space, so important on this map. If you're able to hold on to it for a majority of the game, you can deny a lot of these flag runs.
Oh no,
we see it
from Joker!
Ninja in the kill feed. Very good to do on this map around doorways. There's lots of tight doorways that people go through, and sometimes you can catch people off guard with the Ninja. Love to see that early here.
Okay, so far Inept are winning on the defense. Rhodey has that goalie position, but Clayton does find 2 kills. Maybe part of that offensive push here. We're on board right now with straight Joker, looking for a kill, has a lot of damage. I would have loved to see a little bit of crossfire from top mid, knowing that Clayton had some map position, but it looks like the attack, or the answer back rather, from Dazed Clan came from too many angles at the same time.
You make a great point. Having top mid control when getting into the other team's base, so important. Also when the other team's in your base, there's just a lot of deeper angles that you can see into each flag area. So both teams going to be fighting for the top, but one thing that's kind of overlooked on this map is you don't only want to control the top. You want to also control the bottom of the map, because there's lots of sneaky routes that enemies can get through that you could potentially cut them off or get a sneaky route to the other base. So I'd like to see the team that's controlling both top and bottom simultaneously is usually going to have the most map control.
So if you control all the map, then you have the most map control? Is that what you're saying?
That's just math,
just take
right?
all of it. Just why settle when you can have it all? Clayton's trying to take it all away for the side of Inept and trying to shut down anything that Dazed was kind of accumulating. There is a player down around the corner to his left. Looks like Joker took care of that. So let's see what Inept can do. They've been playing great defense, but we haven't seen much on the offensive side. They're not applying much pressure into Dazed Clan base, but with 2 down, this is their chance to kind of move forward either through utility or even wrap around refrigerator.
Oh, you make a good point, but I'm seeing no push at all. They're kind of taking their time, which is going to give Dazed Clan time to spawn up, which means their defensive effort's going to be a bit stronger here now because it took a little too long to get into the base. But perhaps that's just the comfort zone they wanted to get out safely, but they lose 2 players during the early parts of the flag run. That usually doesn't bode well for a cap.
Oh, a nice little curb slide there from Clayton. It gave him a little momentum boost around the corner. Is there someone else here? Yes, Joker comes over to pick up actually a nice pinch there from 2 players from Inept. So maybe they're doing the quality over quantity with this flag run, shutting down the QT player. Joker kind of on a roll here with the cleanup kills, but they have to do both. They have to get the return before they can get that capture.
Yeah, this is a very mixy situation. This is always how it goes.
Oh,
You
man,
get the flag.
He's desperate for the touch, but he's too late.
And wow, so no, that was the Inept does get the cap there. They were just returning their flag so they could get the score there.
Yeah.
Great plays out of straight Joker, honestly, throughout that. I saw him pick up a lot of kills that were very impactful throughout that entire flag run.
think that was the first flagpole for Inept. So 100% conversion rate. It definitely had a couple of hiccups along the way in that path. It wasn't a direct run from A to B. They had to kind of take it checkpoints, like a little bit more like Argyle CTF style for them to get the flag across. But at the end of the day, a cap is a cap is a cap. No cap.
That's right. And Dazed Clan living in Inept's base right now, get the flag out, and they've got some distance on it as well. Manny, even one shot, continues the run. It does get taken down eventually. Dazed Clan still 2 up and fighting for this flag. This is going to be a tough one to cap, though. It's not in a great spot to keep going for it. I have to imagine Inept is going to push into the base, try to get a pull here so that even if this goes south, the other team still has to return the flag before they can actually cap it. Looks like Dazed gets 2 kills in the kill feed. But this is a great push from Rody. Gets all the way behind him and pulls the flag. Doesn't quite throw it out in the court, though.
Where was Lithium? Did he pop out of utility there? Because he got that takedown seeming right behind Rody. Either way, he stopped that flag from even making it off of the flag plat. So you can see that nobody is going for the return on the side of Dazed because the flag is basically back at home base as it is. Lithium kind of making a push here. No grenades to work with, so just trying to be a distraction. You see the assist coming through. Yoshi finds a pick, and numbers advantage here back for Dazed Clan.
I actually love that from Lithium. He was losing the fight technically, but he knew his teammate was actually still in the base behind him, so he could afford to actually deal a little bit more damage, risk his life a little bit just to increase the odds that his teammate picks off that double kill. So love to see the teamwork out of Dazed Clan like we've seen throughout this entire series so far. But Inept, honestly, just playing the game type better so far. They seem to have better, more consistent flag routes. They seem to be watching their flag carry a bit better. They're able to take a lot more space. So, I mean, great plays on both sides, but so far Inept with the advantage.
And Joker's really been, to me, the most impressive player. I know you shouted him out earlier, but he's doing a little bit of everything on offense and defensive sides. He's going to run into a 1v2. Maybe it's a 2v2 if he has a teammate that's close enough to help with those kills. But as he's taken down, he leaves teammate Rody left to fight for himself. Rody's going to get that return, and his teammates being a little bit of a distraction there, trying to run around at the bottom of the stairs. Manny drops the flag off of the platform. Is anyone there from Dazed to kind of pick up the next leg of that race?
Yeah, Satoshi and Lithium doing a good job of staying in the base here, but they don't have a lot of top mid angles. That's why this fight has been so difficult. Looks like both flags are out right now in this very mixy situation. We got players all over the flags going down left and right. Who's going to be able to get the return here? It looks like it's going to go in for Inept once again. Oh, maybe not.
No, the desperate touch came through from Dazed Clan, but now the return does finally get completed. That's a 2-0 lead here for Inept. It was looking really dicey with both flags potentially being returned, but Inept, they kind of clutched up on the offensive and defensive side at the same time, which is hard to do because you have to divide your resources in order to get the return and get the capture.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say the resource management out of Inept, very good there. You have to decide, okay, how many of us are we sending to try to return our flag? How many of us are going to be defending their flag? So great use. It looked like they won in all aspects there and pretty cleanly got that flag cap.
Well, with that, they have a 2-0 lead, 3 minutes left on the clock, so you can't count anything out, especially when it's Aquarius CTF, and we've seen 3 captures in like 90 seconds happen, so you can't count anything out here for Dazed Clan, but Inept is certainly feeling a little bit like a little bit of a breath that they can take now, because now they have that insurance capture as well. Hopefully they don't get too comfortable and keep applying that pressure though to the opponent's base. It's Yoshi now going for the flagpole. He rounds the corner. He finds the defense, but look at the bait and switch there. Although Yoshi was taken down, it definitely helped to get Lithium into the base.
No, yeah, they made a good effort there, but but Inept's playing great defense here.
Yeah.
It was kind of a 3v2 situation, so even though they had the bait and switch, they just kind of got steamrolled. But Lithium stays alive long enough to grab the flag, not long enough to throw it out of the base, though. And with 2 minutes on the clock, every kill in Inept's favor is just looking better and better for them to take this game 3 and sending us to a game 4. We'll have to see if this defense can stay strong. I think that they do need to keep the pressure up. If they're able to keep Dazed Clan in their base throughout these last 2 minutes, there's no chance they could lose this game.
Clayton's trying to stay alive, dodging frag grenades left and right. Does recharge that shield, so great survivability there Yoshi finds the first pick. Clayton rounds the corner. There's gonna be 2 targets in front of him. He cleans up 1 kill that's weakened. And now he goes from that top mid to applying the pressure once again to Dazed Clan base. So even though he's taken down there, all that attention from Dazed Clan was back at their own flag.
Yeah, you could argue that burned about 20 seconds off the clock just by Clayton being all the way in their util. They have to respond to the fact that he's there and have to send players back. And it looks like we do see a flag get pulled into the courtyard. A great QT to get out. That player was absolutely one shot before he teleported out. Looks like he's lurking top mid now, and Clayton's just trying to play spoiler here on this flag cap.
Trying to spoil any flag capture from coming through. Manny rushes in, gets the trade. The double kill comes through, and usually you'd think a trade is, you know, it's worthwhile, especially with a double kill, but it's just more time that Dazed Clan need to wait for respawns in order to make another push, and the clock is working against them. 45 seconds left for them to work with. Yoshi does find a quick, clean kill. That's the way to get back into it. 2 targets weak in utility. You see the double assist coming through, and Dazed Clan need to take advantage of those numbers quickly.
Yeah, I mean, 2 go down on the side of Dazed Clan. This looks like it might be over with. They need a perfect run right now and a guy waiting in the flag to pull it again once it's capped. I think that every death on Dazed Clan, yeah, the game's now over. Yeah, Twidius not going to be able to pull the Herculean effort of 2 flag caps in 10 seconds. It's just not possible. But wow, great comeback from Inept, able to bring themselves back into this. Like I said, maybe they just did their backs against the walls, remember how to play together a little bit. And they actually played a very solid Aquarius CTF game here.
Yeah, they definitely outslayed by
ARC, because you would just spike them out because they were incredibly powerful. Now that the spikes have been nerfed, I'm not as big of a fan of it because that was kind of a cornerstone of that strategy.
Yeah,
but it can still work if you have good rotations. I just think it's not quite as strong as with the spike grenades.
And Bulldog also lessened ammo, so I think that's probably another factor that kind of plays into that. Now it has just the 8 rounds that I think it starts with.
7
as it's being picked up. Sorry, Rody picks it up. It has 7 rounds. Case in point right there on my screen as Rody finds a nice kill, combining those frag grenades with some of that Bulldog fire. It looks like C and B are about to flip over to Dazed, but B is looking very sketchy right now. In fact, it's Inept who are now getting that stronghold advantage.
Yeah, this whole side of the map getting covered with red blood and red players as they do see. This is where Dazed Clan has to decide, do we want to just headbutt at the B side and really just fight for it, or do we want to just take a long rotation through the shotgun lane and take A? I think I prefer going for A, and that's exactly, they actually choose to do both at the same time. And they're doing it very successfully. They might turn this into a trip cap, but you know what? Getting A and B and losing C is definitely a trade you would like on this map.
Yeah, that's a rare instance where literally all 3 zones were reversed at the same time. So, you know, the team that had the advantage, all of a sudden now it's a tied up game, and that lead switching back to Dazed Clan. What a great answer back for them off of losing initially on that B capture.
Yeah, now we're going to see a big fight over the B stronghold. So far, Inept the one to win that. I like Dazed.
Oh, triple! Oh,
could be a triple here. No, okay. So far, I kind of like Dazed strategy, though. It seems like they're going the path of least resistance. They're not just trying to fight the big fight at whatever stronghold Inept is at. They're choosing to take a maybe sneaky route into the stronghold that maybe Inept forgot about, and they're able to convert those, and then they can come back and fight later once they've gathered enough resources. And even though they're losing, I feel like they've actually played the game type better so far.
I think that rockets just spawned up, so we'll keep an eye on the kill feeds to see whose hands those ended up in. Dazed Clan now with B and C in a 10-point lead. Brody off the respawn fighting here at the back of A, but taken down. Twidius finds a nice angle from Tires. Rotating through, Dazed Clan now with advantage. They should be able to flip A once they take down Clayton, who's being quite the thorn in their side, really just surviving when he should have been gone about 5 seconds earlier.
Yeah, honestly, just goes to show how important it is to milk your life. That little bit of extra time is the reason they're capping B here. Is because he just wasted enough time for his teammates to get control of B, but the push comes through from Dazed Clan. The only player alive on the map momentarily is the one capping it. And wow, Clayton wins a huge 1v1 piv for that. Yeah, that was good.
And I love how he jumped onto that hill, not letting it completely flip. That means as soon as he won that 1v1, he reset the zone, didn't lose any points in the process. Inept, though, they have A and B because of Clayton's fight there and that win at B. And now the lead, once again, switching sides. What a back and forth game we have.
Yeah, this has definitely become a nail biter as they keep fighting for B. Neither team really taking a significant lead yet. Scores not adding up very much because every time someone's in a stronghold, the score is frozen. So
right.
Definitely a low scoring game for as much time has been on the clock here. Both teams fighting so hard for all 3 strongholds.
Yeah, the clock getting frozen because neither team wants to let it go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the Disney movie. And Twidio's rotating to the bottom. I'll keep working it. So I'm workshopping, okay? I use Halo Reckley to workshop my bad jokes. So sorry, Sozer, on the production side. He gets to hear the worst of the jokes.
That's definitely a mom joke. I haven't watched as many Disney in recent times, but
listen, all the parents out there, you picked up on that. Come on.
Definitely one of my favorite moms in the scene. But out here, we're gonna see if Clayton.
Okay.
Wow, what was that?
That was disrespectful back smack.
His body went
dropping
flying.
from high ground and nearly the triple kill. That third kill, just maybe a half a second too late to register as a triple, but 3 kills, maybe 3 captures here for the side of Inept.
Just wanted to point out, someone in chat has informed us that the name is pronounced Tweedius, not Twidius.
Okay.
So Tweedius. We'll get that one right next time. Thank you, chatter, for making that clear. Hopefully you're not one of his friends that's trolling him right now, because I would totally do that to my friend. But he's actually doing decent on this with 8 assists. He's 5 and 4 positive with the most assists in the game. Tweedius showing that he's a very good team player. Looks like I like the way he's controlling space and gatekeeping, also able to exit that fight at exactly the point he would have died. He seems to have a very good understanding of how to output maximum damage, but also stay alive in the process.
There is almost a 50% increase in assists on the side of Dazed Clan over the side of Inept. So interesting to see that team fire. What we saw from, I think specifically back to game number 1, where Dazed Clan really showed us their teamwork capabilities. I think we're seeing more of the same with the assist count, although this is a much closer game. 14 points between the 2 teams. The fight once again going down at B. Yoshi slides through, gets the reset, gets the 1v1 win, and then the trifecta would be to just stay alive.
Yeah, I mean, this sequence has been probably the most one-sided we've seen in a while, where one team is actually getting significant time and kills without dying. They're getting, the lead is finally growing here. I know that when they got the stronghold, they only had a 2-point lead. Now they've grown it to over 40. So let's see how long they can hold on to this before Inept comes back into it.
Well, this would be for the win if Dazed Clan can hold on to their lead. They're up 2-1 in the series. Both teams undefeated in the regular season, but this is it. This is the championship. Only one team can be the Chumps. Straight Joker sliding in with the red gun. Here comes the push that Inept need to try to flip B back over. A couple of players rotating from planters, but the numbers still in the advantage of Inept as they are starting to kind of claw back into that lead.
Yeah, I love that they're pushing these players back. It was the Rockets that kind of got Dazed Clan back into this, but the Stalker shots out of Straight Joker, that's now 2 or 3 perfects in a row, doing tons of damage with this gun. He's going to try to stop C now, it looks like. Looks like his teammate was able to do so. He's just playing defense here on the B stronghold. Anybody that shows up has to be on notice. He's got 2 shots left.
Oh my.
Makes him work.
Oh, he ran out of ammo.
Didn't realize he needed to switch to his BR. Ammo management, very important, especially with the Stalker. You got to know with 7%, that's 2 more shots in the gun. You got to be ready to switch to that BR. But either way, does tons of damage with that entire Stalker rifle. Lots of kills to keep his team back in this.
A little bit overextended. After a great string of plays there from Joker, he slid out towards A, not knowing there were 3 people ready to meet him. Off screen, Clayton does go clean up a double kill. I think that was to protect B, but Rhodey, oh, he was forced off of C at just the wrong second. He had it like 95% of the way captured, but it stays in control of Dazed Clan. So Inept now trying to flip A instead, and that gets stopped once again at the 90+% mark.
Man, the aggression to just launch your body into the stronghold to kill the
Yoshi has
guy and
rockets,
stop
though.
it, so important. Yeah, Yoshi, if he could get max value out of these rockets, this could be disaster for Inept. We'll have to see how they play off of this. Manny gets another kill, maintaining the advantage state for his team. As they rotate to C here, Dazed can just rotate back to A, so they're gonna have to win this fight for B to start capturing here.
Oh, but it's even worse. It's not either, right? You're saying they need to get C and B. They didn't even get C captured. Now resetting, Joker has to start over with that capture. So another stall there from Dazed Clan. We've seen in multiple of their wins that they find a way to get the lead and then just stall for time. And that's what they did on that play with getting that clutch reset. And here's that AC hold you were talking about. Maybe not as strong as before when the spike grenades were powerful on this map. But could it be enough for Inept to get back in the game?
It could be. I think that they're gonna have to still fight for B though, because what ends up happening is if they lose numbers on one side, they can almost guarantee to lose a cap on one side or the other. If that happens, the insurance play is to also have B. So I think they're actually gonna go for the trip cap here.
Rhodey's trying to help clear out B. His teammate was taken down. He's receiving some fire from behind, and Dazed Clan are on A and C both.
Wow.
And unfortunately, Inept, it looks like they were trying to fight on multiple fronts and they lost both sides. Now they're trying to regain some stability at A. Rhodey still staying in the fight at B. He has some help here. I believe it's Joker alongside of him as they do get that capture onto B.
Wow. This has been so back and forth. Every stronghold flipping every few seconds, it seems. Both teams fighting tooth and nail across the board. That's kind of how you have to play strongholds. This game type is so good because it favors the team that's able to control the entire map simultaneously in most cases, especially on a map as fast as Streets. These next rockets going to be very crucial. Looks like Inept probably going to be the team to grab him. I think straight Joker is the guy that got him here. If he's able to get a couple of kills, they could actually flip this pretty significantly in their favor.
Yeah, can we get sight set on Joker? I want to see if those rockets are still part of the play. Joker does have 15 kills. Right now he's pinging, so I'm keeping an eye on the kill feed to see if those rockets are a factor or if they get negated. Definitely see the Bulldog in the hands of Dazed Clan, but this lead is only 13 points. Well, what was the advantage from Dazed Clan? Wasn't it 40, 50 points?
It was at least 50, maybe more.
Wow.
And we didn't really see much impact from the rockets. I think maybe one was used there, and then Joker cleaned it up with the BR shot. I think there might have been one loose rocket that didn't get anything, but they still are able to deal enough damage to bring themselves back into it. As I say that, 2 go down for Inept. This could be what they need to go and capture B. Manny currently in it. Inept has the Stalker rifle, though. That is a gun that you'd like to have in this situation. One perfect kill can swing the tide back in your favor. But love this positioning from Manny. He's able to stave off the push a little bit, just dealing a little bit of damage. Oh no, the team stick! Not the team stick on Tweedius.
No.
Oh,
it doesn't
man.
matter how you pronounce Tweedius' name. It sucks to find a plasma from your teammate or straight between your shoulder blades.
Oh no, that could be the difference maker here.
The ultimate betrayal.
Yes. I stuck my teammate yesterday. Shoutouts to Gun Goddess. Sorry about that. It's not a common thing that happens, but it happens sometimes, all right? But wow, that could have actually
come
been...
team up with me instead. I'll never stick with the grenade. Knock on wood.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably right. But that stick could have made the difference, but Dazed coming right back into it, not shaken. They're able to get A and almost B here. They do secure it. Oh, such a big kill. This is coming down to the wire, though. Both teams essentially tied at this point.
Inept need to find a way to reverse one of these strongholds in order to force a game number 5, but it's Lithium on the side of Dazed Clan that might just be the nail in the coffin for them to take the championship. Lithium being very patient with the use of the rockets. There is a contest here on A, and watch your back, Clayton Bigsby, because you're gonna find a rocket. Now it's just 10 more seconds as 3 go down for Inept. It would take a miracle for them to come back into this game. Lithium just playing defense with that last rocket, watching the points tick, and that's it. Dazed Clan are gonna be named your chumps for season 8.
Wow.